John Radigan started his NFL career as a Seattle Seahawk, but on Sunday, September 14th, he'll be lining up with a black and gold jersey against his former team. The Pittsburgh Steelers activated the linebacker from the practice squad for this week, before he will be reverted back to the practice squad after the game. Radigan has 52 NFL games under his belt, 36 of which came between 2021 to 2023, when he was a member of the Seahawks. He made 32 tackles in his career with Seattle, most of which came on special teams where he primarily played. In his NFL career, Radigan has only taken 20 snaps on defense, with the rest coming on special teams. The Steelers have elevated Radigan as depth for their defensive line this week. Radigan spent last season with the Carolina Panthers before signing with Pittsburgh in the offseason. He was a standout at Army in his college career, especially his senior year when he had 2 interceptions, 1.5 sacks, and 78 tackles in 11 games. He signed with Seattle after the 2021 draft as an undrafted free agent. Seahawks injury report for Week 2. The Seahawks have 8 players listed on their injury report for Week 2, though only 2 will be out for Sunday's game. Safety Nick Emenwari and CB Devin Witherspoon have both been ruled out. Wide receivers Jake Bobo and Darek Young were both questionable after Week 1 with a concussion and hamstring respectively, but both were full participants in practice this week. Linebackers Uchenna Nwosu and Ernest Jones had injuries, but were both full participants on Thursday and are expected to be ready for game time. Julian Love and Jaron Reed both missed practice Thursday after being limited participants on Wednesday, but are both full goes for Sunday. Seahawks look to bounce back against Steelers. A resurgent Aaron Rodgers has taken headlines by storm as he led his new team to a Week 1 victory over the New York Jets. The Seahawks, meanwhile, fell to the San Francisco 49ers 17-13 after taking a 3-point lead into the fourth quarter. Jackson Smith-Njigba carried the Seattle offense in Week 1 as he made 9 catches for 124 yards. QB Sam Darnold only threw for 150 total yards, 124 of which were to JSN, and the other 26 to 3 other pass catchers. Cooper Kupp was pretty much invisible in Week 1, only getting 3 targets from Darnold as opposed to JSN's 13. Kupp caught 2 of his 3 opportunities for 15 yards. The Steelers' defense did allow 32 points to a up-and-coming but ultimately below-average New York Jets offense in Week 1. The Seahawks will look to take advantage of the Steelers' defensive unit that did not play up to snuff in Week 1. In Week 1, Pittsburgh Steelers fans had major concerns about the way the defense looked against Justin Fields and the New York Jets. It required a 34-point performance from quarterback Aaron Rodgers and company to narrowly inch past the Jets, who surprisingly scored 32 points. Now our fears are officially confirmed. On the opening drive of their Week 2 home opener, the Steelers allowed the Seahawks to march down the field for a 6-play, 85-yard drive, capped off by an effortless touchdown to rookie wide receiver Torrey Horton. And just like that, Steelers fans are worried all over again. We were hoping last week's disastrous defensive performance was a one-and-done event. Unfortunately, after what we hoped was the ultimate wake-up call, the Steelers looked much of the same on the first drive against the Seahawks. By the end of the first quarter, quarterback Sam Darnold already managed 105 passing yards, which was more than half of what he had in his entire Week 1 performance against the San Francisco 49ers. The Pittsburgh Steelers have legitimate concerns on defense after sluggish Week 2 start. If not for an impressive interception early in the game from veteran cornerback Jalen Ramsey, there would have been no bright spots to note on defense. In addition to the touchdown the Seahawks scored on the opening drive, Seattle also missed a field goal that would have given them 10 points in the first quarter alone. It's time to tighten the reins. The league's most expensive needs to be better than this, plain and simple. There aren't any excuses. The Seattle Seahawks just traveled across the country for an early afternoon game, but they managed to get off to a hot start. Why couldn't the Steelers? If Pittsburgh's defense doesn't improve drastically and quickly, they won't stand a shot to compete this season. It's time they get their crap together and find their defensive identity. Just when it looked like the Seattle Seahawks were going to convert on another 4th and 1 and take advantage of a banged-up Pittsburgh Steelers defense, Cameron Hayward and Nick Herbig combined for a big play. And it led to an Aaron Rodgers touchdown pass to DK Metcalf, giving the Steelers a late second-quarter lead. Staring down a fourth and one with three rookies along the defensive front in Jack Sawyer, Yehia Black, and Carson Bruno, it was Hayward who came up big. After getting quick pressure on play action against Seattle's Sam Darnold, tipped the ball into the air and into the waiting arms of Herbig. The third-year Welby raced down to the Seattle 21-yard line, giving the Steelers great field position. Herbig's interception came after Hayward once again got his hands on a pass. Hayward tipped or batted down 11 passes at the line of scrimmage last season. He has a history of doing it, and in a big spot he did it again, leading to the takeaway. It was the Steelers' second interception of the day against Darnold as Jalen Ramsey picked off his first pass with the Steelers in the first quarter. 6 plays later, Rodgers tossed a jump ball to Metcalf, who skied over Seattle cornerback Kobe Bryant for the 3-yard touchdown. After a pair of early drops against his former team, Metcalf made a pair of big catches on the drive, including a 9-yarder from Rodgers after drawing the Seahawks offsides. Rodgers then found tight end Darnell Washington for the 2-point conversion, giving the Steelers a 14-7 lead. The touchdown from Rodgers to Metcalf moved Rodgers into a tie with Brett Favre for most career NFL touchdown passes, with 507. Rodgers spent 3 seasons learning under Favre in Green Bay, so the touchdown is a special one. The fact it went to Metcalf was rather fitting for both quarterback and receiver, as the two have worked hard to establish chemistry and a friendship since joining forces. T.J. Watt's ankle injury strikes a blow to Steelers' defense. The Pittsburgh Steelers faced a significant setback in their Week 2 matchup when star outside linebacker T.J. Watt went down with an ankle injury. This incident has raised concerns about the team's defensive capabilities as they look to maintain their edge in the competitive NFL landscape. Impact on the pass rush. Ezoic. Watt, a cornerstone of the Steelers' defense, was integral to their pass rushing strategy. His ability to disrupt opposing quarterbacks has made him a formidable force in the league. The injury not only affects his individual performance, but also impacts the overall dynamic of the Steelers' defensive unit. The initial reports suggest that Watt's injury occurred early in the game, leaving fans and teammates anxious about the ramifications. The Steelers' coaching staff now faces the challenge of adjusting their game plan without one of their most critical players on the field. The loss of Watt could significantly alter the defensive approach, potentially leading to increased pressure on other players to step up in his absence. Ezoic. Next steps for the Steelers. As the team assesses Watt's condition, the focus shifts to recovery and rehabilitation. The Steelers will need to monitor his progress closely, as his return could be pivotal for the remainder of the season. With the NFL's grueling schedule, injuries can be unpredictable, and teams must navigate these challenges carefully. In the meantime, the Steelers' depth will be tested, and other players will need to rise to the occasion. The defensive line, which has already shown promise, will have to adapt and fill the void left by Watt's absence. With the stakes high in the league, how the Steelers respond to this injury could define their season. As they prepare for future matchups, the team will be keenly aware of the need for resilience and adaptability in the face of adversity.